Hi all. So today we will be seeing a new pattern program. Not a new pattern program, but yeah, a kind of pattern program. Uh, so what is pattern? This is like one. We are actually printing a pyramid, right? So the pattern is like this. So first, you can consider it as a matrix as well. So the matrix is having 5 rows and columns are different for each rows, right? So this is one row. Next, this is one row. Next, this is another row. Next, this is another row, and this is another row, right? So if you see it, it is a kind of matrix, right? But having different column for each rows. So the first row is having one column, second row is having two column, third row is having three column, fourth row is having four column, fifth row is having fifth column, five columns, right? So okay, now can you build this logic for this program to print this, right? So earlier we have seen like how to print a matrix, right? So for example, if it is having all one, all two, all three, all four, all five, let's say that that's the matrix, right? You want to print. So how do you do it? So for that, we usually used to take integer row equals to a number we have taken, like row is 5 and integer column is 5, right? Now what we can do for integer I equals to 0, I less than 5, that means row I plus plus. After that, for loop, again another for loop for the column. So for integer j equals to 0, j less than column and j plus plus, right? And next we'll be printing sys out, or we can do sys print, only print, because here it is actually printing the columns, right? Means these numbers 2 2 3 3. After that, when the first for loop, second for loop, this for loop ends, then it should give a print line, then it comes to the next line, right? So this is for rows, this is for columns. That means when first for loop is iterating, we are iterating over these rows downwards, right? And when this for loop is going, that means we are going this words, I mean horizontally. Okay, so print, what we'll be printing? So we'll be printing j plus 1, right? Or is it a j plus 1 or something else? But it is not a j plus 1, right? So what we can do, like we can declare one number, integer number equals to 1. So that is our first starting number, right? So I'm writing it as num. So it's a print number for the first 0th row and 0th column. And this column count is actually fifth, because we have first we will be saying all these 5 1, then 5 2, 5 3, 5 4, and then 5 5. So this will be like the complete matrix, right? So that first we'll be seeing, then we'll be going to this one. Okay, so and then after the first second for loop done, I mean we need to now give a print line, right? So sys out, that's it. So this will be equivalent to a new line. Okay, so let's see what is printing. Okay, so we are getting all 1 1 1 because this number is 1 always, right? Because it is never been getting incremented, right? So you need to increment it. So where you have to do this increment? Is this we need to do it here, or is this we need to do it here? So if we do it here, that means you are just saying to increment it. First it should print 1, then it should print 2, then it should print 3. That's we do not want, right? We want to print it. This should be all 1, this should be all 2. So after the second for loop, that means this one. So once this is done, then we want to print a, no, not print, we want to increment it. So number plus plus. And now let's see, let's run it. Okay, now we got our desired output, right? So what I wanted, but it's still not the one which we are trying to achieve. We're trying to achieve this one. This is just the matrix which from where we will get this. So we have to remove this part. All this, all this one, all this, no, all this one, and then 3, 3. This thing will be removing. So how do we remove it? So to remove it, we cannot just erase it with the eraser, right? So we have to put a logic so that this we have to give some logic to not to print this, right? So it should not print this four last 411. So how can I do it? Okay, so okay, so this is column. Now j equals to 0, j less than, let's say, this number. Okay, now see what we just did. We just said like to this program, let's for I equals to 0 and I less than row I plus plus. So we know I is 5, and now we do not need this column, right? I mean, actually I've removed it. So for the second for loop, which is actually printing this column values, right? So here I'm saying for the first one, it should print j less than 0, j less than 1. So j equals to 0 and 0 less than 1. So it should go, it will go here and it will print this value 1. Next number would be 1 plus 1, sorry, 0 plus 1, 1. And now it will come here again. So now I equals to 1. So I is now, I mean, we are in the second row. So here j equals to 0 and j less than number. So j equals to 0, j less than number. So no, 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 one moment. For the first one, I mean, for the first j equals to 0, j less than number, number equals to 1, right? So 0 less than 1. So it prints, it is satisfying, so it prints the 1. Now j plus plus, so j becomes 1, 1 less than 1. No, 1 is not less than 1, right? So this for loop will be invalid and it will come out of it, and then number will be incremented and it will become 2. So again it will come here. So now again j 0 get less than 2. Yes. So number would be printed. Which number would be printed? It would be printed 2. Again it will check 1. Now j will be incremented. So j will become 1. So 1 less than 2. Yes, 1 less than 2. Then again 2 will be printed. So like this it will be printed all this pattern, right? So we are just stopping it. Okay, we need to, I think, save it. And now if I run it, see, we got our desired output, right? 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. So what changes we just did? We just, instead of this column count, which was earlier 5, we just made it row number, which is this one. And we just incremented the value here. So that's it. That's a very easy program, right? So I hope you understood the logic and you can implement it. Thank you for watching.